Ill news greet you
I
in
can Skype it to you once we're done, then you can see how far we've traveled.
Yeah. Ill news greet you in Phonea, the city of Triple Towers. Sekron, warlord of Sanar, ruler of the barren islands of Okia, has amassed an army of Drakarim warriors. 3 days ago, they attacked the border town of Lukos to the north. The Telestrian garrison put up a brave and spirited defense, but they were hopelessly outnumbered by the bloodthirsty Okian horde that drove through the perimeter walls with battering rams and engines of war. The Drakarim razed Lucas to the ground, and only a handful of survivors escaped the tale of the dreadful battle. The situation is grave, reports Lord Adamas on returning from an emergency conclave of his fellow Celestial Knights. For decades, Sekron and his minions have raided our northern territories, but never before with such determination and strength. We must mobilize our army for war, for it is a war that Ogier has invited by its unforgivable attack on Lucas. I must return to Garthen to muster my retainers in preparation for battle, and inform the Queen of the evil that threatens the realm. I can no longer escort you to the Darnark, though your quest must proceed in spite of all that conspires against it. He sends for a scribe who arrived with help us land with the paraphernalia of his craft. He dictates an order of safe conduct and sets the impression of his signet ring into the hot wax seal before passing the parchment to you. Our northern people are frontier breed, wary and suspicious of strangers. If challenged, show this pass, and your safe passage will be assured by all who are loyal to Queen Evane. You got a mark of pass. It's a special item. Early next morning, Lord Adamas accompanies you and Pydo to the main square of Phonea. It is from here that your quest begins. The first leg of your journey to the Darnark will take you north to the town of Tharo, which nestles in the fertile uplands of Telestria. There are 2 ways of reaching the town. You can travel by road, or you can take a barge along the river Fowen. Consult the map before deciding which route to take.
Well, that's a good question. Where is Fowen?
It's down by the bottom.
Oh.
It's a river.
Oh.
P-H-O-E-N.
Can you see it? Give it here?
Nope.
It's the city that's lowest on the map I sent you.
Oh, that's because I thought I saw an A at the end. Foena. Well, that's an A. Either that or a hill.
Yeah, that's the name of the city. They were talking about the river that runs next to it.
Oh, on which side?
On the right side. It's called the River Fowen. So that's why the city is Foena, I guess. And you have to go north to Faro, either by road or by river. And it's your choice.
Well, let's just continue rowing our boat or whatever. Do we have a boat?
Well, you can take a barge.
Yeah,
so,
we'll get one.
Well, whatever floats your boat.
So does it mean you agree, Mr. Joker?
Either way is fine by me.
Well, I guess that's a yes then. You and Pydo bid farewell to Lord Adamas and spur your horses along the wide paved streets towards the city's gatehouse. The wagon-worn highway leads to the village of Shar, a small wood-walled enclave of fishermen and barges, built around a great stone bridge which spans the River Fowen. You leave the highway and follow a twisting path down to the river's edge. There, a barge is ready to leave for Tharo. Its team of Gorkas are harnessed and the crew are preparing to cast off the thick rope hawsers securing the barge to the quay. The captain sees you approach and calls to his men. Hold fast, lads. Looks like we're 2 more for Tharo. A gangplank is lowered and the crew guide your horses aboard. As you dismount, the captain strides along the bleached wood deck and greets you like an old friend, shaking both of you warmly by the hand. Lord Adamus sent word to expect 2 riders for this trip, though I had almost given up waiting for you to show. He's paid your fares, and he said you may be wanting some privacy, so I set aside a cabin at the stern. My lads will see to your horses.
That was nice of him.
Yes.
Yeah.
The captain points to the rear of the barge, where 2 sets of stairs descend below the deck. Take the stairs on your left. Your cabin is in the door at the end of the gangway. If you'll be wanting some food or ale, there's a tap room in the hold. Just take the stairs on the right. Do you wish to inspect your cabin, or do you wish to investigate the tap room?
Let's investigate our cabin.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Many years ago, this craft sailed the Tantarias carrying cargoes of corn and linen to markets in the east. Now, old and leaky, it serves in retirement as a ferry for the farmers and settlers in the north. The cabin was once luxurious, but it is now a cluttered mess of decaying junk. The sweet smell of pitch and damp timbers hang in the air, and patches of mold color the wall. Lying on a solitary bunk amongst a tangle of leather straps, rope, and torn clothing is a cork-stoppered flask of purple liquid. Do you wish to pull the cork and sniff the contents, or would you rather not touch the thing?
Let's take a sniff, find out what it is.
All right.
You recognize the delicious aroma. This purple liquid is a liquor made from the fruit of the Lanurma tree. It is very nutritious, and each draught will restore 3 endurance points when consumed. There is enough for 2 draughts. If you wish to keep the flask, well, you can do so.
Well, it sounds useful, and we don't have a whole lot of Lamsburg after our meeting with the last Dark Lord.
Yes, and this is free. This is 2 times 3 endurance points in 1 item.
Yeah.
And it was called a. It was called a what?
It's called Lanurma potion. Can heal twice for 3 endurance points.
Alright, Lanurma potion. Restores 3 endurance points per potion. Or rather, per draught.
Remember to write 2 draughts.
Yeah, that you can drink it off it twice. That's important.
Yeah, I have already made sure of that.
Okay. The cloying smell in the cabin is unbearable and soon forces you to return to the deck to clear your lungs. From there you see the captain walking along the riverbank inspecting his team of long-haired Gorkas. Stoically, they haul the barge upstream, rarely faltering as they tread the rutted and potholed towpath. Beyond the bank lies an incredible array of colorful wildflowers, scarlet lank petal, yellow potlooms, and violet mellow roots of towering proportions. Their perfume soon dispels the lingering odor in the cabin. The colorful fields suddenly give way to rolling acres of grassy plain, and gradually the sky grows darker until just a slender streak of light fringes the horizon. It is not long before a roll of thunder echoes across the plain. Storm brewing, shouts the captain as the first drops of rain splash the deck. You two best take shelter below. You balk at the thought of returning to the dank and dismal cabin. Pyro suggests a visit to the tap room and offers to buy you ale. It is an offer that sounds too good to refuse. The hold is crowded with travelers on their way north. For most, it is a regular journey home after selling their wares in Fuina. Their purses are full and their mood is friendly as they pass the time drinking and playing games of chance. One of the crew glances up from serving and, wiping his hand on his apron, hurries over to welcome you to the floating tavern. He points to a plank table at the far end of the hold that is low, bowed beneath the weight of several kegs of ale and platters of food. He asks if you would care for some refreshment. 2 jugs of ale, replies Pydo, reaching for his pouch of crowns. Certainly, sir, replies the Barge in a servile tone. I have 3 fine ales suited like your palate. Farina Nock, Chai Cheer, and Boar Brew. Pydo chooses a jug of Farina Nock. Which ale will you choose?
Let's just try the same thing.
Yeah.
The ale is weak and watery, but serves to quench your thirst. Pydo takes a great mouthful and immediately spits it out in disgust, wiping away its insipid taste on the sleeves of his tunic. Beetlejuice! He splutters, slamming down his mug. You should be a sight more careful where you empty your mouth, stranger, grows a man seated to your right. He bends down and picks up his polished steel helmet. With a slow and deliberate twist of his wrist, he empties it of ale, pouring the contents all over Pydo's feet. Your companion curses and reaches instinctively for his sword. Do you wish to take action and stop a fight before it breaks out, or just not do anything?
Let's stop it before it breaks out.
Yeah.
You grab hold of Pydo's sword arm and tell him to cool his temper. The man is wearing a red circlet embroidered with a crest depicting a castle and an open hand. It is the uniform of the Faro garrison. Quietly advise Pydo that to brawl with this man could endanger your quest. Pydo relaxes and apologizes to the soldier, offering to buy him an ale to make amends. The man accepts the offer, but on one condition, that the ale is not Farina Knock.
Sounds fair enough. Maybe you should take note of his, what is it called? His crest?
Oh, well then, good thing there's a picture then. Just a moment. I almost had a fight with.
Jesus!
Nice axe.
The face. The goddamn face.
Well, they can't all be supermodels.
Yeah, but it looks like they just took hooks and stretched it back as far as they could on the skull. And then just let go of the hooks and said, we'll call it a day.
Looks like he's trying to kill me with his eyes.
Well, he probably was a bit pissed. The Bargy, what was it you said it was? Bargy,
Bartender, maybe.
Isn't it just Barge?
Barge, I don't know. Brings a round of chai cheer to your table and you drink to the health of Queen Evane of Telestria. The mood soon becomes much friendlier and you learn that the soldier, whose name is Trost, is on his way back to his post at the Faro garrison after enjoying a week's leave with his family in Fuina. As you drink your ale, the sound of applause rises above the hubbub of conversation. An elderly man, tall and distinguished looking, walks slowly to the center of the floor and bows to his audience. His pale face and silver-grey hair are stark contrast to his rich embroidered robes of crimson and gold. He smiles warmly and introduces himself as Count Conundrum, the Prince of Puzzles.
Where did you say that Faust lived?
Where he lived?
Yeah.
Well, he has a post in Faro, and his family's in Fuina.
Okay.
For your amusement, he will pose some brain-twisting conundrums. So confident is he that none will be able to answer his riddles correctly that he's offering 20 loon to anyone who can prove him wrong. A hush descends as the passenger awaits the first puzzle. If 1.5 G's lay 1.5 eggs in 1.5 days, how many eggs will 3 G's lay in 8 days?
Whack!